Hey everybody, I am George Kushler here with Focus with GK, and today on Pro Tip Tuesday I'm going to be talking to you about capturing good color and achieving it in Lightroom. Let's go! So, as a pro photographer, consistency is key. When I am getting paid by someone, by a company, by an individual, by whatever, it doesn't matter. They're hiring me because they know GK here in New Orleans means a certain thing. And that's what quality is. So to begin to achieve good quality every single time, the basic knowledge of color is very important. And exposure and all that jazz. But today on Pro Tip Tuesday, I want to explain to you about color. First of all, if you don't know what Kelvin is, your camera is set up to shoot in Kelvin, which is the color spectrum from yellow to blue. So the lower the numbers, like 2800, is on the blue side. When you go higher up to these 68s and 70 something thousand Kelvin, that's on the way yellow side. You're probably asking yourself, what is the purpose of knowing this? Okay, very simple. Daylight, sunlight is 5400 Kelvin. 52 to 54, you're happy. As you start working into shade, okay, that color gets cooler. It goes more bluer. So if you notice in Lightroom, you're probably adding some saturation or some yellow to give it some warmth. Well, that's basic light, that's basic color knowledge. And we use this all the time. When we walk into a venue, if there's a lot of incandescent, there's a lot of tungsten. There's a lot of tungsten lighting in a church. That's a lot of yellow. Now granted, if you want exactly what you see, go ahead and do that. But good color starts with you and knowing all of your scenes. So let's go ahead and jump into Lightroom so I could show you an example of Kelvin, how to use it without using any filters or effects from anybody else to make a decent picture look. Okay, so let's jump into Lightroom and let me show you from Joel's session a couple of cool things that you can do by just changing the Kelvin and changing the mood of your image. Let's go. Alright boys and girls, so here is Lightroom, and when you're in library right here where you're seeing all of your things, you click on an image, you hit D for develop mode right here, and I have this reset. So this is exactly how the image came out of my camera. Now you can hit the L, what, 1, 2, 3 times? Hit L 3 times, that's your lights out. So you can see just the image as it is. And what I have noticed in almost every picture you take, you're gonna find either white, black, or some form of gray in your image. It's shocking how one of those three colors is usually in the image somewhere. Now granted, Joelle is a beautiful bride, so we're gonna take the color picker right here, and we're gonna go right on her dress. Okay? Now, instantly, you saw the skin tones look better, everything falls into place. So this is my starting point. Okay? So now that we found white in the image, colors are gonna be more correct. So everything else is just going to be a little exposure. Let me bring my vibrance up a little bit. Let me bring my saturation up a little bit to the point to where, see how she goes orange? And then let's come down. Usually I'm in the plus 15 mark, depending on what I'm trying to go for. I'm done. That's all I would really do for this image. This is beautiful. But look at the difference of that and that. So here's the deal. Cameras photograph in 18% gray. You're not going to get an image that looks like our final product, usually on your first snap. You can shoot in JPEG mode and set your camera to have the picture modes set a certain way, and that does help. But when I tell you shooting in RAW mode is a reason why all of us shoot RAWs, is because of the control factor I have later. So let's go to another image. So this image of Joelle I love in black and white. Let's reset it. This is out the camera. Okay? It's a beautiful image. That's how the day pretty much looked. It was end of the day. It was very cloudy. Those are gray clouds. There is blue in the sky somewhere. But I knew when I was shooting this what I could get out of it later. Because I've been shooting RAW for so long, I know what I need to do here. So all I would do, again, click on her dress. That's the white point. See how skin tones look better? And then from here, you can just make some easy adjustments. So this is where personal taste kind of comes into the picture. Okay? I have a little Lightroom action that I wrote. I just call it high key. I click on my little action, I hit white, and I'm usually done. Boom. I can see the yellow of that sun going down. I can see this. Now from here, if you want to go into Photoshop and enhance the clouds and all that good stuff, that's fantastic, and I wouldn't mind doing that if she ordered the picture. But honestly, I'm just showing you workflow on a daily basis. You want to shoot correctly, come in here, find white, hit a button or two, you're done. Move on. If you're spending more than a minute on an image, it's too long. More than a minute on an image is too long. Let me prove that theory correctly. Not that I am stop watching this by any means, but let's just go to a shot. Okay. Let me reset. Okay. Ready? Go. High key button. Here's white. This laptop is slow. Look at that sun coming across her face now. I can finally see it. All I gotta do is this. Maybe add a pinch more. Done. So, from here, you can go nuts and get carried away and go do all your blacks. You want to bring up your shadows. It's like this is where personal preference comes in. But today's Pro Tip Tuesday, I'm showing you correct color, how to go from the camera on. So, let's talk about Kelvin. This is the cool thing about Kelvin. When you're in the develop module, you're coming over here, and when you're looking at your temperature, right here, see these numbers? That's your Kelvin. See how it's at 6,000? Remember, basic sunlight is 54. So as that sun was going down and all those gray clouds we had was not giving us a lot of sunlight itself, we had an afterglow of sun, but not that orangey sun coming down. Like we were kind of fighting for light, to be honest with you. So raising this is a way to do it. So let me show you what was out the camera. Let me hit reset. This is out of the camera. This is the camera recording at 18% gray, and this is how your image looks out of here. So the only thing I would do is my high key. What that does, by the way, it changes the profile to the lens profile, so it snaps it correctly. And just these presets is what I have here. So I would do this. I would find her dress, and I'm done. So from there, that's beautiful. That looks like the sun was out on her and perfect. And let me tell you, it was cloudy, extremely. So watch what happens now. Just taking your temperature, okay? Let's change to Kelvin. Let's make it look real blue, okay? That's coming all the way down. Now that looks terrible because you're taking all of the yellow out of the picture. So watch. We're at 4,000 Kelvin right over here. Let's go up to 54. This is closer to daylight. This is probably close to reality. We had it a little higher than that just because I wanted that sun to come out, and I was fine with her having some more skin tonage, some more good color on her skin, and I'm done. That's 6,680 degrees Kelvin compared to the difference of 5,400 degrees, which is daylight. Boom. So that is Kelvin, that is color. Next week, I'll be sure to go over some more things in Lightroom that you can do to your images. But when I tell you, this is all I do on a daily basis with my work. If you follow me on Instagram or my website or my focuswithgk.com blog, this is all I'm doing to my images. So when I tell you I like things as they are, this is not a filter, this is not an effect, this is just shooting in RAW. You know, back in the day when we shot film, the lab was developing your negatives how they saw fit. So they were judging your negatives, adding the amount of saturation and contrast to give you a proof. Lightroom, you are the lab. So now, let's watch this. Reset. This is out the camera. I'm going to go right here. I'm going to click on her dress. Okay. And I'm going to raise up my exposure a little bit. Let's do this guy. Let's bring contrast down. And if you really wanted to add a little more saturation so it's not fake but colorful, we're done. That's it. That's all I do to my images, y'all. Okay, so as you can see, color is extremely important in everything that you do. When you are taking pictures for yourself or you're getting paid to do a job, the first thing you need to be aware of is the color setting that I'm in and how am I going to adjust for that on the shoot, so I'm not spending all kind of crazy time in Lightroom or Photoshop. So join me again next week for another Pro Tip Tuesday. This Lightroom thing is gonna be a constant with me every week because as a pro photographer, I live in Lightroom. We shoot everything raw. From there, we process the JPEG. So if you're new to this channel, Pro Tip Tuesday will be exactly what you just saw. Another vlog during the week will show you some behind the scenes of what I do. I love my life. I love my job. Photography literally is my life. It is my entire income from my family, and I am proud, so proud to be a leader in this industry, which is why these videos are being made. So you can find me, share me with your friends, and tag along for this journey of always continuing to stay focused. Make sure you subscribe, hit the little bell for notifications so you know when I'm posting something, and most importantly, pay it forward. I just did to you. Your turn. Do it for somebody else. Peace!